Hello and welcome to my channel, Perfect Pastimes. My name's Amanda, my friends call me Amo. I live in Dorset in the south of England with my husband and my 3 dogs, and I have Willow over there snoring, you may hear her in the background, and Gwynny the pup underneath my desk. I didn't cue that, she's not that well trained. I've had an eventful few weeks. I got started into the ivy that was on the front fence, and I got a piece in my eye, so I had to have that sorted out. It caused a little bit of an ulcer up underneath the lid, but that's fine now. But it did slow me down quite a bit. I also had another vein burst in my leg, a superficial thrombosis. Anyway, I have to watch that doesn't go deeper and become a deep vein thrombosis. I've had it happen before. It's just a bit painful for a little while, and I get a massive bruise, as you could expect. But despite all that, I've been carrying on in the garden. Things are growing madly. It's lovely and warm, and it's a joy to have the sunshine. I'm not a hot weather person, but I do like it how it is at the moment. It's about 22, 24 degrees Celsius, so about perfect. I have finished my tube socks with the pink toes, and I realised that the little skein for the pink was a 10-gram skein, so it wasn't going to be enough, so I put in the blue heels as well. So they can now go in my sock drawer. Just a plain vanilla. I did the full tube. I cut it in half, put in a toe each, and then cut halfway round for a afterthought heel. So they're done. I've also finished Nellie with her 3-tasseled hat on and her scarf. A beardless gnome, and like I said before, it doesn't matter if you've got a beard or not a beard, and it doesn't matter if you're a girl or a boy when you're a gnome. So she can now go and join her friends up there. That's an Imagined Landscapes by Sarah Shearer pattern. I've got quite a few of her patterns, so I'll be catching up with some more of those soon, I think, because they're quite a nice little project to have small, but I have other plans first. I must just say, I forgot to say, so sorry. Linda, thank you so much for your donation for the rescue through my Ko-fi account. I am so appreciative of it. It has gone to the rescue and tucked away for our needs over there. That's very kind of you. It went along with a few other bits that I'd managed to sell as well. I have started the Xylity. I didn't want to start anything more. I have got a little basket by my sofa that is just full of started projects, and I really get angsty if I don't get a few finished. So I will be working on getting a few finished, but I had to start the Xylity. I wanted to wear it in the summertime, or at least late summer. I discovered that my yarn won't meet gauge at all. I bought I think I have some here uncaked, yeah. Silky Merino in Pedras colour by Malabrigio. That's the company there. Now, the gauge on this should be 20 to 22 stitches on a 3.5 to 4 millimeter needle. 20 to 22, 3.5 to 4 millimeter. And this called for 18 stitches with a US size 6. When I think a US size 6 is a 4mm, I think. Yeah, so that was 18 stitches, and I was getting the 20 to 22. So I did a swatch gauge. Gwenny, shush. This bottom part is a 4.5. I've got 4 knots and then a knot over here, so that's a 4.5 needle. And it was nice fabric, but a little loose. And then this one is a 4mm needle, which is the fabric feel I liked. So I worked out how many stitches per inch, or per 4 inches. I think I'm getting the 20 stitches on a 4mm needle. Worked out my circumference. I want a 40-inch finish, and looked at the nearest chart finish for the body count stitches that I would get. So I've gone up 3 sizes on the pattern to get the right stitch count. But it will be a lesser size. Does that make sense? My stitches, my stitch count will match my inches anyway. I've done the yoke. It is a very simple lace pattern. It's literally yarn overs and knit twos together, and I hope you can see that okay. All the way around. It's quite a relaxed neckline, which I quite like. I'm going down the raglans at the moment here. I'm about to put it on some barber cords and see where it sits, if I can go down for the divide. Obviously I am fudging this a bit with the extra stitches for the gauge, but we shall see. It's only yarn. If it's wrong, I can unpick it and do something else. It doesn't bother me. I get the joy of sitting there just playing with the yarn, so that's fine. What else have I been up to? I've got my land wrap blanket. I had an issue with this as well. I'll insert a picture here. I started the next panel with the charcoal and the blue. It's a gorgeous coloured charcoal, oh, little flecks in it. And I didn't like the contrast with what I'd done already. So I looked on the websites, a Black Sheep, and I found where I'd bought the wool before, and they had another colour that on the screen looked like a faded mustard, which is what I thought would go ideal with the dark blue, the stone and the light blue. And I liked the faded mustard, and what arrived was a beige. It's not that far off, not quite getting the right colour there. It's a bit blown out, the sun hasn't come round. That's not too bad. That's about right there. Not too much of a contrast, but it's certainly not the mustard that was in the photograph. When I contacted Lucy at Black Sheep, she said they'd used the manufacturer's photograph, so they should have been professional, but she agreed it is no way near a yellow spectrum. That is definitely in a brown, but it was better than the charcoal, so I've been getting on with that one. I think I was down here last time I saw you. So I have the 3x1 tweed in the cream and dark blue, the Jack in the Pulpit cream, 3x1 tweed in the dark blue and light blue, Jack in the Pulpit light blue. I've got the 3x1 tweed in the beige and the dark blue, and I'm just about to do the Jack in the Pulpit section in the beige. I don't think there's much more. in this half, I've got to do it all again, exactly the same, and then I kitchen them together and I end up with twice the length, which makes it quite portable. And once you've got the patterns in your head, they're really quite enjoyable. I have to watch which row I'm on for Jack in the Pulpit, because there's a lot of yarn overs and yarn overs and yarn overs in that one. But it's not a stitch I've come across before, so I've been quite enjoying that. So that's where I am with those. Two stocks, Nelly, Xylity. I've started laying out for a summer embroidery on my cutting table, but it's just literally just a sheet of white linen with some bits on it at the moment. If I get stitching with it, I'll show you. My Soulful Sienna blanket has been sat in its basket for a little while I've been getting on with these things. An acquisition I have is I got a shop update from Lay Family Yarns and Ali at Wonderland. Tales from Wonderland. Anyway, she was the next dyer at Lay Family Yarns. So I got a couple of these skeins. Aren't they beautiful? I do love this teal. It's very lovely teal. And there's little red flecks in there. And the different shades of almost a limey green. It's called a woodland walk. And it is like the dapple you get through the trees. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice, I think. So as I got two skeins, I thought I may do myself some mittens and a hat and a shawl for the winter. I'm not too sure the yardages of, I haven't got a pattern in mind yet, but I thought if I do the hat and the mittens in one, I could possibly do a single skein shawl in the other, or any leftovers I can just carry on with it, or if it's under I can stop the shawl early. Anyway, that's just thoughts so far. I thought I'd go for walks with the dogs in the woodlands, so a woodland walk would be lovely for the winter. And it's usual merino sock base, 75 superwash, 25 nylon by Lay Family Yarns. I'll put the links below anyway. I think when they did the Nick at Lay Family Yarns has a sock knitting machine, makes a tube out of the yarns that they dye. And it came out quite speckled. It was ever so pretty. Not stripy or anything, very, very evenly speckled, and I was quite taken with that. I like the red dots in it. Like woodland mushrooms, apparently, Ali says. So pleased with that. I think that's my only acquisition this time. I watched quite a few videos. I'm sure quite a few of you do vlogs, and I was going to join in on something. Now, in this household, Christmas is known as the C word until the 1st of December. We don't mention it. It doesn't even begin to show an inkling anywhere in the house until after December has begun. But as a creative, as you will know, we have to start a little early. It's no good thinking in December, oh, I want to make some gifts. In our little family, if you're under the age of 18, you get a gift. If you're over the age of 18, you don't get a gift. You get something made, or we enjoy company and things like that. We like gathering together and playing games and things. That's more important to us. But I do like making something for those over 18. It's not buying anything, it's making something, which is completely different. But as I said, it's known as the C word in this house. We do not mention it until December. But there is a Christmas in July starting next month. I don't want to commit to doing it every day because I've never done something like this before. And I'm not sure how I'm going to do it quite. Maybe catch up at the weekends perhaps with what I've been up to. I've got 3 things that I'd like to start and possibly get on with in July, or at least start the process in July. Now the first one, if you saw a couple of videos ago, I went through my cross stitch stash and I had this in there. Bothy Thread Star of Wonder. That's a nice little cross stitch, 26 by 24 centimeters. So I thought I could hoop that up, frame that up, and that could be one thing, a stitchy thing I'd like to have up as a pillow or a frame or a small at Christmas time this year. So that's one. The second thing is I'm going to put the gnomes aside for a little while and do something else small. Last year or the year before, I bought this dog bauble pattern. Aren't they cute? I have a bag of yarns that I make occasional, not very often, occasional pointer dogs for rescue. This kind of dog. So I have all the pointer colours, blacks, whites, browns, flecks, greys. I even got a head in here, look, got one part started. So I thought I'd start making some baubles for the rescue. We have a big auction in October and I could sell them on my website anyway, on my Ko-fi page. I thought that would be fun. So I have baubles and I have Star of Wonder. So that's 2 things for the C word in July. Sorry, Christmas in July. The third thing is an advent calendar. Now this is a last year's advent calendar, so it's not a secret. It's out there. People have been unboxing and vlogging and videoing it, and to be honest, it's all over the box cover anyway. And there's the pictures on the back. So it's not going to be a secret. If I undo this, 1 per day, sorry, I'm knocking you there, 1 per day during July, and see what I'm supposed to do then. The same amount of days in, well, there's only 24 that I need to open anyway. So I thought I'd use this, the dog, baubles, and the star as my Christmas in July start for this year, and see how I get on. Yeah, I think that will be okay. That will keep me quiet for a little while. Now, seeing as my phone just beeped at me that I've run out of storage space, I better round this up. I think I've covered everything in my notebook. Yep. Thank you again, Linda. That is so kind of you. I'm hoping to get some time to make some bags or bits or needle minders or cozies or point cozies or something at some point. to put in my little shop, but that's the trouble with summer, isn't it? You get busy elsewhere, and I miss my creative time. So from me and the girls, who are still both making strange noises, thank you for being here. I do enjoy your company, and I try and answer all your comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't yet. I'm grateful for those of you who have, and welcome if you're new. I will see you again shortly, maybe next week, not sure when, but soon, hopefully with a new start, or maybe another sock. I must stop starting things. It's naughty, isn't it? I will start the 3 Christmas in July things anyway and see how we get on. Speak to you soon. Bye.